Bonjour tout le monde. Merci, Perrin, pour cette introduction et pour votre leadership à titre de président et PDG de la Chambre de commerce du Canada. Je tiens à saluer tous les gens de partout au pays qui assistent à cet événement avec nous. Même si on n'est pas réunis en personne, c'est une bonne chose qu'on puisse participer ensemble à l'activité aujourd'hui. I've had the chance to speak to many of you before in chambers of commerce and boards of trade right across the country. And whether it was in Toronto in 2019 or in Vancouver in 2014, we could never have predicted the way this year would turn our lives upside down. What we did know then, and what we've been reminded of today, is that Canadian businesses have what it takes to succeed no matter what the world throws at you. After all, being a business owner is all about overcoming challenges, getting that first loan, reaching that first customer, making that first big deal. Now, more than ever, we need that innovative attitude. We need people like you who see a challenge and ask not just how to overcome it, but how to turn it into an opportunity. Il n'y a aucun doute que cette crise mondiale rend la vie très difficile pour les entrepreneurs, les travailleurs et l'industrie. Mais avec des gens comme vous qui font preuve d'initiative, je sais qu'on va pouvoir passer à travers. La semaine dernière, j'ai eu la chance de parler avec Paul et Carl de Chez Couleur Chocolat en Gaspésie. Comme pour bien d'autres, la pandémie pose de grandes difficultés à leur entreprise. Mais avec agilité, ils se sont adaptés à la situation, notamment en saisissant les opportunités inattendues qu'ont été l'augmentation du tourisme en Gaspésie et de l'appétit renouvelé pour les produits locaux. C'est cette envie de toujours s'améliorer et d'innover qui fait que les entreprises sont si importantes pour notre économie et nos communautés. Elles nous poussent à toujours mieux faire. Over the last few weeks, I've been speaking with small business owners everywhere, from Louisbourg, Nova Scotia to St. Jacobs, Ontario. They've told me some incredible stories about retooling to make PPE, moving their business online to keep serving their community, and going that extra mile for their employees. But they've also told me that they couldn't have done it alone. No one should face the pandemic of the century by themselves. Not workers, not families, not business owners. And that's why, right from day one, our government stepped up to help. Durant la première vague, on a instauré les mesures économiques les plus importantes de notre époque, des mesures qui ont aidé des millions de travailleurs et de propriétaires d'entreprises. Maintenant, on entre dans la deuxième vague. Et je sais que vous êtes préoccupés par ce qui vous attend. Mais une chose est certaine, on a été là pour vous durant la première vague et on va être là pour vous tout au long de la crise. Earlier this month, we announced that we would strengthen the major programs that have been a lifeline for so many businesses. The extended wage subsidy, covering up to 65% of eligible wages until December, will help keep workers on the payroll. The new Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy will go directly to businesses. And those who've had to close temporarily because of a local public health order will be eligible for an additional 25% support. That brings the total to 90% of rent covered for the hardest hit businesses. To help with other costs, we've expanded eligibility for the Canada Emergency Business Account while increasing the total amount to $60,000. I know that people need this support as soon as possible. So as of today, I'm happy to announce that businesses operating out of a personal banking account can now access CEBA loans. This was a promise our government made to small businesses, and today we can announce that it is available through the larger financial institutions. Over the coming days, smaller financial institutions will also be ready to accept applications. For the other measures, the rent and wage subsidy, will be tabling legislation soon. I hope parliamentarians will support the swift passage of this critical new help for small businesses. There's a reason that the plan we laid out in the throne speech includes working with you as a key pillar of our approach. There's a reason we committed to support job-creating businesses through this second wave and beyond. Businesses, especially small businesses, are the lifeblood of our communities and the backbone of our economy. So in addition to measures like expanding CEBA and extending the wage subsidy, we'll also improve the Business Credit Availability Program and introduce further support for industries that have been hardest hit. Cette pandémie est difficile pour tout le monde, mais elle est pire pour certains. On ne peut pas laisser cette crise faire régresser les progrès réalisés pour les femmes, autant à titre de travailleuses que d'entrepreneurs. C'est pourquoi nous investissons pour offrir du soutien aux entreprises dirigées par des femmes par le biais du Fonds d'aide et de relance régionale et nous accélérons la stratégie pour les femmes en entrepreneuriat. On ne pourra pas continuer d'aller de l'avant si l'élan des femmes est freiné. Dans les mois à venir, pour aider les entreprises à reprendre leurs activités et à rester actives, on doit réfléchir et agir comme une équipe. Il suffit de regarder ce qu'on peut accomplir ensemble en prenant l'exemple de l'application Alerte COVID. Plusieurs entreprises l'ont déjà mise en place en travaillant avec leurs employés. Il faut continuer d'aller dans cette direction. Après tout, la meilleure chose qu'on puisse faire pour l'économie, c'est de protéger la santé de la population. In the throne speech and in the announcements we've made since, our government has laid out an ambitious plan. The situation demands nothing less. But I know some people are asking how we'll make this all happen. I don't have to tell you that low interest rates mean we can afford this. I don't have to tell you that doing less would end up costing far more, because it would mean a slower recovery and bigger deficits in the long run. We'll keep doing whatever it takes, as long as it takes, to bridge Canadians and Canada, as well as Canadian businesses, through this crisis. But this is not forever. Beyond the emergency, we'll need to build back better in a fiscally sustainable way. We came into this crisis with the best balance sheet and the strongest fiscal position of any of our peers, and because of the resilience of Canadian businesses and the significant action our government took early on, Canada's recovery has been faster and stronger than many of our allies. Just look at the numbers. 76% of jobs lost at the start of this pandemic have now been recovered. In September alone, almost 380,000 positions were added to the economy. We still have work to do, and this second wave is bringing new challenges, but we're on the right track. And together, I know that we will keep moving forward. The path ahead won't always be easy. There will be challenges, there will be tough days, and there's a tough winter ahead. But there will also be better times in our future. Il faut lutter sans relâche contre cette pandémie, et je sais que les gens comme vous sont à la hauteur. Ensemble, on va traverser cette crise. Et ensemble, on va bâtir un Canada plus fort et plus prospère pour tous. Merci beaucoup, tout le monde. Over the past few days, we've seen record cases of COVID-19 across the country, and it's a cause for concern. Behind each new number is a friend, a parent,